Hi, welcome to Art Draw. Today we're going to draw Doctor Strange from Marvel Rivals. Now let's get in there at the top. Let's do like the collar of his cape. So I'm probably going to pop it about here. Let's put it about that point there. What I can do with that is just sort of draw a nice curve around for the outer part of the cape. So maybe come down to about here, sort of grab the pen, let's draw a nice curve down that way like that. Now I've got that point in, but I can just draw like the edge of the collar, sort of the longer part going down to sort of the outer area here. So I'm just going to grab the pen, just sort of come downwards, nice straight line to there. Now I've done that bit, I can draw like the inner part of the collar. Now this is going to swoosh down quite heavily, sort of down to probably about this point here, right? So again, we'll grab the pen, nice sort of curve, going on and down to about that point there, okay? Yeah, a nice little curve going on there. Right here, probably at this point here, just draw maybe from about that point there, just draw like a nice line across, well that's the back of it. Then he's got his head in the middle there. So he's got another part, like the outer part of the cape here. Let's go pop actually a dot, probably about that point there. And let's just draw a nice curve, probably, let's say to about sort of this point here. Just gonna like link it up with a nice kind of curve going down like that. And then I can draw another one sort of coming down to about this point. So just grab the pen again, try and show it on the camera. Just draw a nice curve down to about that point there. There we go, I'll just edge it off a little bit so it's a little bit sharper. And I've got like those two outer points there, which is pretty cool. I've got something to play with now with the middle area of the head. So I'm gonna go sort of draw his face and head in about here. So what I'm gonna do maybe is, let's do the hair area. So I've got the sort of top part of the hair up here. Just sort of gonna draw sort of swooshed back hair, kind of along here, kind of comes around this way, like that, sort of like his hair sort of, a little bit of a wiggle of the pen, his hair sort of comes out a little bit here, sort of Doctor Strange style. We've got an ear going on, sort of about here, it kind of comes around like that. Maybe around here we've got the neck area, so we just kind of just draw the neck in there. And then let's do the outer part of the face here. So again, we've got like the hair area, sort of swoosh it out a little bit. So we've got like a longer bit of hair on Doctor Strange, I suppose. Now we've got this point, I can draw like the chin and cheek, going down to like the chin area, sort of bring it out a little bit there, cap it in a bit there. And then we can sort of draw in here, sort of below the ear, sort of come in a little bit. Nice sort of angle for the jaw, and then we'll come inwards this way. And now I've got that bit in, what I'm going to do is sort of just start drawing in sort of the lower part of his beard, so we can come down here, and we just sort of a few little pen strokes, a little bit longer in the middle there, sort of gives us that sort of classic Doctor Strange sort of pointy beard going on there. You can see like now we've got the outer part of the head going on. So let's just go in there. I think it's nice to put a bit of detail in it now. Let's try and put his brows in. So I think we've got a brow probably about just coming up this way, sort of like just up this way, nice little black brow, sort of fairly stern looking. Just return it there. So like a nice little sort of tick point, I suppose. Same thing here, we're going to come along here, we're going to sort of draw out those brows a bit there and in, sort of quite sort of stern. Maybe a couple of little brow points in there, sort of giving that sort of sternness. Yeah, that's good. A couple of little lines for the nose area, just sort of bringing it in. And then we've got like a nose going on around about here. So I'm just going to bring my pen out and in, and then just out and in there. Just a little hint of a nose area there. So we don't actually draw underneath it. We just sort of got like two little, almost like little ticks going on there. Might as well pop his sort of just a little lip up and down for the lip area. And then he's got like a really pencil thin moustache. So I'm just sort of going to draw a little moustache going on there for Doctor Strange. Cool, okay. A little bit of a cheekbone, I think, like there. And then we're just going to pop his eyes in. So we've got one sort of oblong. I'm just going to draw like a oblong across over here. So it's a nice little oval like that. And then maybe just a little oval underneath. Same on this side, sort of a nice oval here, and just a hint of a oval there. As you see, sort of makes up the interpretation of the eye. And then let's just pop in a couple of little dots. So it's just looking over this way. It's starting to come together now, okay? Let's just pop his hair in. So he's got a little sort of bit of hair just pointing down here. So I'm just going to kind of do a little sort of arrow point, just going down there. Just bring it back up like that. And then his kind of hair is kind of slicked back a bit. So it's almost like a little V in the middle of it, in the sort of middle of the area there. And then from there, I can kind of just sort of draw it up, just give a hint either side that it's sort of slicked back a little bit around like that, okay? So we've kind of got that sort of slick back kind of Doctor Strange hair. A little bit of sideburn, let's just bring it down there. And I think I'm quite happy with that. I think I might leave that now. Okay, so we've got that in there. Let's continue with the outline. He's got like another little bit of the collar that comes right out, I guess, to, let's say, about here. Let's just sort of put a little dot there. Okay, now I've got that in. I'm going to just bring my pen up, nice sort of swoosh up and downwards to that point. So really sort of spiky sort of collars on the cape. And then we're going to come down probably to about this point here, sort of around here. Nice little curve in again. So just bring your pen in. Nice little curve like that. So there. This kind of goes, sort of plays up again. So we'll just go from that edge point here. We'll just sort of bring our pen up, sort of follows into sort of the back of him there. And I guess there's a little line sort of coming in, sort of where his sort of neck would be there. So it kind of comes around him there. Little hint of, I guess his neck, sort of here. And then just a little bit of a rounded collar there. And then we can just draw sort of the other side of this one. So we've got the collar popping out here, and this one sort of pops down to about this point here. And we'll just sort of go maybe to about this point here. So we're just gonna draw a nice little curve in down to about there. And then bring it back out. So bring it back up there, past like that neck area, bring it up and sort of slide it by the neck and upwards there. And we're starting to see the big old sort of collar of the cape coming together now. Right, let's continue with the outline. So we've got this big old cape going on. So let's continue that. We've got maybe like a little sort of V area there where there's a bit of a crease. And then it kind of, I guess, it's the best way of showing this on camera, just sort of comes out a bit there. Right, so it starts to flood out this way. Then we've got a sort of another crease in the cape. So I guess it comes from about this point. We'll just draw upwards about that point, come out a bit there, and then we'll curve it in. I guess we'll curve it in here. We'll just bring a little curve down here where the cape is. Sort of final outer bit until we go to the bottom of the crease. And what we do there, we kind of go out a little bit and then just scoot it out there. Then I can draw probably to about here. And just draw a nice little curve coming in. So just curve your pen to about that point, and then his hand's going to be at this point here, so we're just going to leave a little gap there. Let's just continue the outer part of the cape here. So there's a little sort of bit of the cape that sort of rockets out, just come in a little bit, maybe to about there, just sort of V's out a little bit like that, sort of like interpretation of it, and then it kind of scoots downwards now. So I guess we kind of just bring our pen in and curve it out, a couple of dots there to show it sort of disappearing. We've got that big outer there. Let's then look at the sort of the outer part of the cape here. So this comes in here, comes around here, probably comes out to maybe about this point here. So maybe let's put a little dot in. So we've got a little marker about there, okay? Then we're gonna come out, we're gonna come sort of downwards. Let's just try and show that like this. This is sort of a bit of piping, so I'm just going to bring that down there, and then we're just going to join this gap up here. So join it up like that, okay? Now, I do have a little thumb here, so I'm just going to leave a little gap. And then what I'm going to do is just, I think, come down to maybe sort of this point. So just get your pen, just bring it down to there. There's almost like a chip that goes up and down, like an upside down V or arrowhead. So I'm just going to go up and down like that. Then I'm going to come back around to maybe sort of this point here. So I'm going to just grab my pen, come around like this. And then I'm just going to mark that, go past that area we created before and go upwards. So we've got sort of the main point of this sort of cape done now. Right, now I've got that, I'm gonna get his arms in. So we've got an arm, I guess it's coming down this way, sort of the hands here. So I'm going to just sort of come to about this point here, up here, and then just draw a line down where the shoulder would be, and come inwards where the sort of tricep will be, and then just mark it out. We can come in where his sleeve would be there and around. Okay, we've got that bit in there. I think the under part of his arm is going to be about here. And we'll just curve that around like so. And then the inner part of his torso probably comes down about there. Right, now I've got those markings. What I'm going to do is just draw his like big old glove. So that's going to come out probably from where we draw that point there. Just bring your pen out. Bring it out a bit there and then draw a nice sort of curved area where kind of his sort of gauntlet kind of flares out. Then that can come up sort of to about there. There's a couple of little elements here where it kind of comes around. So I'm just going to draw another little curve sort of here. Bring it in. It's kind of like a couple of these little sort of bits in here. And then we're just going to draw like a little sort of gauntlet area around there. Maybe just draw a little lip on it like that. Okay, we've kind of got that gauntlet done, and maybe I'll just put a couple of little lines in there. Right, let's draw the hand, so it's kind of reaching out. So I'm going to do the thumb here. So I'm going to bring my pen out, probably about there, just sort of bring it out like that. And then the thumb sort of comes up to about this point and around, and then down like that. Draw a little curve in that because it's got fingerless gloves on, and then there's like a little nail in there. Then I'm going to put the other fingers in. So there's one finger about here. Nice little curve along there and around and back round and in. And here we've got another finger here. So bring your pen round like so, and then just on the outer here I can just draw a little hint of the other finger. That kind of comes up the back there. And then there's another little hint of the little finger there. You can just join that up and then just draw in those sort of fingerless parts, nice little curves on there. And we just can, again, just put a hint of the nails in there. It makes a lot of difference having that detail. Okay, we've got that bit in there. Let's draw the torso area here. So that kind of comes down to about, probably from that point down here. Yeah, while we're there, there's a couple of lines in there, a couple of like rectangular elements, just going to block in sort of almost like rectangles or squares there. And I'm just going to draw a line back up, so like a little bit of a strap. So just draw a line up there and this way up that way there. And now I've got that in, I can kind of work out, it's kind of got like a looping bit in the middle there. So I'm just going to sort of give a hint of that now. So I'm just going to sort of come outwards here, nice curve out and sort of downwards. Then I'm going to sort of just taper it out there. There's a couple of little sort of scooty lines going on there, and we'll just pop that into the torso. Just gives a nice hint of what's going on there. And then on this side, it kind of comes around this way, join it up, and then again, we'll sort of just line it off there. Then we'll just give a hint of the arm here. So probably from about this point here, I'm going to come down, nice firm line there, bring it out. And this is where the lower arm will be. So I'm just, again, just sort of going to give a hint of this gauntlet. So I'm just going to come around this way like that. It's kind of scoots down there, kind of like there's a split in the middle of it. We're just going to kind of show a little hint of that, so bring it in where the gauntlet will be, and then you can just sort of give a hint of that arm down the bottom there. Right, now I've got that main outer part done. I'm just going to add a little bit of detail. So we've done the face, which is great. So what I'm going to do is just add a bit of piping to these outer parts here, sort of these bits of the collar. Just going to kind of pipe around them just like this, just adds a bit of effect. Round by there, sort of a little line going on here. Down that way, it sort of continues around there. And then we've got, I guess, a bit more of it going on there. And then, how do we draw this on the screen? Let's have a look. Go around this way. Maybe just sort of taper it off down there. Okay, let's draw a nice line along here. So it's kind of like a bigger line going on around there. So we've got it all sort of piped. Maybe there's a bit at the back on this back bit as well. What I'm going to do now is just sort of pop in a few little hatching lines or comic-y effects where it's a little bit darker in these areas, like that. Maybe there's a couple of little sort of stress lines there. And then on the outer part here, just going to sort of kind of draw maybe from about that point there, just going to kind of just draw upwards, nice sort of thick lines, sort of banded off, and maybe there's a bit of a sort of stress line there. Now, as we get into the central bit, this sort of curves around and sort of the detail on Doctor Strange's chest there. So I'm going to just draw a nice sort of curved element about there, bring it in, and then we'll just draw from that edge of the collar, a nice little curved line again. And then what I'm going to do is sort of just give a hint of that around this area. So sort of just sort of draw a nice little curve around there, a few little lines in, and then it's like a little diamond shape going on in the middle here. And then we're just going to pop some little circular elements around that, and then a few little sort of triangular points, just a bit of detail sort of going around, sort of showing it off around all of here. This sort of continues up that way, and we'll just put a few little sort of squiggles in there, give a sort of hint of some sort of like ancient writing or something like that going on in there. Same goes on these sort of little bits here. I'm just going to pop a few little squiggles in, sort of to show like the decoration and detail on Doctor Strange's cloak. And then as we sort of come down here, I think there's a few little sort of cross hatches just to show the collar, like that. Maybe there's a little bit on that side. As we go to the cape here, I think sort of this point we can draw a nice bit of sort of piping going on. Maybe there's a couple of little sort of squiggles there. Maybe it's a bit darker in that point, so a few nice little cross hatches make a difference. A little bit of marking on Doctor Strange's arm, so I think we'll sort of put a little sort of piped arrowhead, and then we'll just sort of join that up. Just do a little bit of marking going on there, just adds to the effect. Maybe under the arm there, a little bit of cross hatching. Same goes sort of on this side here, like underneath the arm area there. Just going to put a little bit of sort of banding going on so we can sort of enhance this, like the curvature. And we'll just join up some of those edges there. Just in here, maybe a couple of little sort of stress lines will help. Maybe at the back here. Yeah, that's good. Then in this point here, there's sort of like a little bit of decoration that kind of comes down. It's like a little band in the middle there. And then we can sort of come down either side, just a few little lines. And then I think really, maybe there's just a hint of sort of extra little bits going on there. And then what I might do is just sort of slightly pipe and enhance the outer part of the character. So I'm just going to go over these outer lines just to give it that bit of extra comic effect. There's a lot of detail in this, and sometimes it's quite nice to have sort of a bit of piping going on. It just helps add an extra element, makes it look a little bit more kind of comic-y. As well. It's just a case of going around it, just enhancing those edging lines. Maybe we're just going to go do this sort of torso area around there. And maybe this sort of this point here would be quite nice just to really enhance that area there. And I think, yeah, it just adds that a little bit more, especially when we've got like a lot of detail going on in Doctor Strange sort of style going on. Yeah, put a few little marks in there where you need them, but I think that's pretty good. So there we go. That is Doctor Strange from Marvel Rivals. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know who else to draw. Please do like and subscribe if you like what you see. It does mean a lot. And we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.